subscribe to the YouTube to stay updated with all the latest news, all the latest drops, and all the latest information you need to know if we're doing raffles and giveaways, man. This week we're going to be talking about staying motivated, beating your hometown expectations, and we're going to talk about the ups and the downs of being an entrepreneur, man. Stay tuned. This week I'm going to dive straight into the content, I'm going to lay it all out on the line. We're going to be honest, and we're going to show you a sense of vulnerability that most people don't show you. The vulnerability that most people won't even show you on Instagram, you feel me? Because I tell people all the time, like, Instagram is to highlight people's goods in life, you feel me? But here on this podcast, we want to show you the ups and the downs of being an entrepreneur, because everybody just show the good parts of being an entrepreneur, but in order for you to even reap the blessings of being a good entrepreneur, a good businesswoman or man, you're gonna have to go through the good and the bad. A lot of people don't show the bad, but I'm willing to show the good and the bad, because every day you're not gonna get sales, especially when you first start off. Every day you're not gonna get good leads or whatever. You gotta figure out what may come with this. You gotta find out the good and the bad, and you basically gotta tailor a method to your surroundings or whatever area you may be in. So with me, like in California, my whole approach to selling goods and merchandise is a little different than what it would be for me to sell goods and merchandise in Baltimore. Anywhere I go, like especially when I'm driving trucks across the country, anywhere I go, I'm pushing my market, you feel me? I'm marketing my business multiple ways. It could be me hanging up posters. It could be me networking and talking to other truck drivers or other people that are at truck stops, or even when I go and stop and get food in certain places. Like when I'm on my 34-hour reset, I might go to a bar, or I might go to a bowling alley. I could do anything, but anywhere I'm going, I'm keeping my business products. I'm keeping my marketing products and my marketing tools on me. I got a network everywhere I go, so that's why I'm getting sales in different states, especially states I never lived in, but I'm marketing everywhere I go, you feel me? And then not on top of that, like, as far as keeping my website up, that helps me out a lot. But you gotta beat your hometown expectations, because what happened is a lot of people here, sometimes all they do is they go vacation in other states, but they don't bring their business along with them. Like, and that's the thing, when you run in a legal operation where it's a taxed business, if you can go to another state and push your marketing strategies and prove that you went to this state to conduct business, that whole business trip can be a write-off. See, a lot of people don't even know that. So here it is, you spending a couple $1,000s on vacationing, and you conducting, you basically having a good time, when you can turn that same vacation into a business trip also, and get your money back on the back end when you write it off on your taxes. But you got to know how to do that properly. You got to know how to go about it the right way. You got to find the line between opportunity and overwhelming yourself. You don't want to overwhelm yourself too much when you are conducting business, or when you're pushing your market. You got to find like that sweet spot, basically. Say you take your posters that you're hanging up in Las Vegas, so your digital cards, and you're actually passing out those digital cards on the Las Vegas Strip. If you have a DJI Osmo or a DJI gimbal, or say you have a cameraman or a camera lady that's recording you marketing your product or whatever, that is proof to show that, yeah, I went to Vegas, or I went to this state, and I was conducting business. I had business meetings here, I did photo shoots, and I did this here and stuff like that. As long as you're able to prove that you conduct business while you are on that trip, it can all be written off. You have a S Corp, a C Corp, a LLC, whatever you have, like all your business expenses, all your business trips, you want to get that on the back. You want to get that money back on the back end. You ain't gonna get it in full, but you will get a percentage of it. So that's one thing you want to utilize when you go on these trips, is you are a business. So market your business. Like, when it comes to selling a good, the first thing comes is marketing. Marketing is one of the most important things when you're trying to sell a product. Marketing comes first with anything. It doesn't matter what it is you're trying to sell. People got to know that you're selling something. People got to know that you have a product that's available for them to purchase. And they, first of all, they got to be in, they have to be bought in on the product. Like, they have to want the product, because you can have as many products as you want, but if don't nobody want it, you're just wasting your time. So you got to make yourself marketable. So by doing that, put it in their face. Put it in their face. Let other people see it. Because the people in your hometown, they know you for what? They grew up in a sandbox with you. So they might look at you one way. They're not going to look at you as an entrepreneur. Or they might not look at you as a businesswoman or a businessman, because they know you your whole life and they think they got you figured out, when they truly don't. You know, nobody truly had you figured out. You know who you are. They don't know who you are. But once they see that you're banging sales and you're moving sales in other states and other countries, they're gonna be like, damn, he really got a business. Like, he's doing a thing, or she's doing a thing. So, you know, it takes other people to support you for the people that know you to support you. Like, yeah, like I say, your family and your true friends and shit. Some of your friends might not even support you. You feel me? But your family is always gonna stand on 10 toes and support you, especially if you know you got good family members, and you know, shit like that. And that's your immediate family, not your cousins, not your aunties and shit like that, because they'll look at your stories and still won't buy shit. And I'm only telling you what I know, because this is what I go through. You know, at first I used to get mad, but at the same time I just be like, fuck it, I don't need their money anyway. It's not even about needing the money. It's like, if I'm building a brand and I'm your cousin, or I'm your I'm your uncle or your nephew, it's like, damn, you should want to support me, because it's like, that's helping the family look good. It's like, it's a family brand. It started off as a family brand, but I ain't even gonna lie, it ain't for the family, it's for my immediate family. So I'm pushing my line on my immediate family and me building a dynasty and having something to pass down to my kids. I gotta be willing to take 1,000 to 1,000,000 no's. Like, a lot of people are gonna tell you no, or you might get the little shove off, to where it's like, you'll show somebody your brand and you'll tell them like your slogan, or you'll tell them, like, you know, your mission statement, and they might be feeling your mission statement. They'll be like, oh, that's cool, that's pretty nice, or whatever. And you know, they don't even intend on supporting the brand. You can't even take that personally. You know, you just give them a digital card and you just ask them, hey, could you just spread the word, you know, pass it to the next person, don't throw it away. And even if they do throw it on the ground, you might see them throw it on the ground, pick that shit back up and pass it to another person. Like, don't take this shit personally. Like, you kind of gotta have, you gotta be willing to have a short-term memory and keep it pushing. You gotta have a short-term memory. Some of the potential pitfalls you might face is you not having the funding. Like, funding can sometimes get in the way, but the difference is, when when you don't have the funding and you don't have the money, I find myself the most creative when I'm lacking funds. So, like, even though you might be lacking funds, there's other ways you can be effective in campaigning your goods and marketing your goods. Content creation in today's world is a big thing. So if you ain't got the money to, you know, produce goods, you can do things to make money, and then you can build into doing your goods. Like, you just gotta be willing to show people that you're available, and you flex a few cut and sewn pieces that I want to make in my newer collection. But I understood, like, all right, cool, I might have to put a blank route and then get those screen printed on my goods, and get those put direct to garment to my goods. You know, get them PTG printed on my goods. It's many ways you can go about things. So right now, for my collection that I want to make, my Love Scars collection, that's gonna be more so of a cut and sewn collection. But until I get my funds right, until I get to you know, having a consistent cash flow to where I'm making about a good $1,200 to $1,500 a week, I'm gonna push my line on these hats. Like, I'm gonna do the colorways of hats, and I always got cap jewelry. You feel me? Like what you see on my hat, like these pieces, you know, the pins and stuff. This is called cap jewelry. So it's like, with the cap jewelry and the cap packs, the hats are customly made. Like, they're tailored to basically make the hats custom. So nobody gets the same hat. Like, yeah, you might have the same colorway of another customer, but when they customize the hat with cap jewelry, it's a whole different ball game, because nobody can copy off of each other with the cap jewelry. It's all custom to my customers. So it's tailored to the customer, you know. It's tailored to their likes, their needs, to where they, you know, to where they are raised or where they reside. So it's a pretty unique thing that me and my lead designer came up with, and it's actually been working. Shout out to Journey EP7. She was one of my last customers that I actually made a cat pack for, and she's from Georgia, and I'll be sending her product out sometime next week. I'm waiting for the custom cat jewelry pieces to come in, and then I'll be sending off her care package in the next few days. So I want to say shout out to Journey EP7 for showing me love and supporting the brand. When you're a business person, you can't always say yes to everybody. You got to exercise your right to say no. Add that no word to your vocabulary, because if you don't, you're going to stretch yourself thin. You know, you're going to give your all to everybody else and leave no room for yourself. You got to keep your mental in check. You know, you can't overwhelm yourself by stretching yourself too thin trying to do everything. You know, like I said, you are only as strong as your weakest link. So if you're doing everything by yourself, it's going to become a time to where you might want to quit, because it might just become too overwhelming. So you got to know when to say no. You got to know when to say no to your friends. You got to say no. You got to know when to say no to your family. And you might have to know when to say no to people that think they're bigger than what they really are. Like, I remember, like, it'll be like a few people where they'll be like, oh yeah, just send me a hat, show me love. And I'll be like, bro, why would I give you a hat that costs me money to get made? You know, like, the hat cost me a certain amount of money to get made, and then I'm selling it for this price. Why would I cut my profit to giving you something free?
Shop now on BaltimoreClothing.com. We have new restocks coming in a few days. Check us out on the website.